What's up, guys? Welcome to the movement. I'm JP. I'm going to be your host for today, and I am joined with some of my best friends in the entire world, Wilson,
what's up?
O, and Cam.
Howdy.
And we're going to come at you a little bit this evening and talk about lightening up a little bit, man. To be honest with you, I've just been, in my travels and just dealing with people and stuff like that, I feel like people are stuffy nowadays. I feel like that person that smiles, that has a sense of humor, that you can kind of cut up with. Every once in a while you like create that attraction with that random person because they actually have a sense of humor about them. I think they're starting to become rare. I think we gotta fix that. And I don't know if people are just getting stupid. They're not smart enough to have a sense of humor, or what it is.
It could be valid for sure.
Yeah. So,
sure.
But to be honest with you, if you can't tell from that line right there, we're going to be straightforward with you. We don't like to mince words. We don't like to beat around the bush, for a lack of better words. So, really excited to come at you tonight. You're going to get a lot of good nuggets from the guys that are sitting around this table right now, especially in this arena. I know sometimes when you're talking about principles and you're talking about stuff that really matters, it's easy to get serious. It's easy to get deep. And some of the stuff that we talk about, we might get deep, but ultimately we're going to talk about lightening up a little bit. We're going to talk about enjoying life. Just because you're being productive and you're out there on your grind and you're getting shit done doesn't mean that you can't have a good time. And you should try it. I think that people that do have a good time, that have a sense of humor, that are smart, they tend to actually be more productive. So just have a sense of humor. Stop caring so damn much about shit that doesn't matter, and start having fun with life. You ever wonder why there's actually there's people out there that have less than you, but they happen to be happier than you? Well, that's probably because they don't give a shit that Karen's on her second vacation this year and it's only February, right? You hear about shit like that all the time. How is she going on another vacation? Who the fuck cares? They don't care about Mark having a new truck. They have their own grind, and they've learned to clap for other people. I think if you want to be happy and you want to have a good time, and humor can be a part of your life and you can truly smile, you have to truly be happy. You have to truly accept yourself if you're going to be able to do stuff like that. So ultimately, when you start to understand and realize that happiness is your responsibility, it is nobody else's responsibility but yours. So if you're looking for somebody else to make you happy, now don't get me wrong, there's times that I got to lean on my boys, and there's times I got to hit them up and go, dude, I need to hear something good. And then get those good memes and stuff like that in your life. But for the most part, it's your responsibility for your own happiness. I mean, it really is. There's no way around that. So I kind of want to start out a little bit like when I say sense of humor, what does that mean to you guys? How would you describe sense of humor, or somebody who has a sense of humor?
Someone has a good laugh. Personally, I think somebody who has a good sense of humor laughs at a lot of good things. My wife, me and my wife have two total different sense of humor. She laughs almost at everything. Me, it takes a little bit, for me to really belly laugh and get a good laugh in, And I think I was ruined by funniest home videos. People falling on their face, getting hurt, or getting scared. I love scaring the heck out of people. It gives me the best laugh. I don't know why. I'm evil. I may be internally there, but you don't relate.
I don't.
When somebody gets
people
scared,
in my family do that, and I think it's just it's not funny at all to me.
When you get scared, yes.
No, I don't. No, not. I'm talking about when they do it to somebody else. And it's just all it sounds like to me is a loud scream, and it's annoying.
I guess it's just the reaction. I'm all about the reaction. Your facial expression. Literally, when I was a kid, I used to get in trouble all the time because my dad would get mad, and I thought his face looking mad was so funny that I laughed. It made me in more trouble because
I'm sure he loved that.
Oh, he loved it. Yeah. Oh, it was best. I remember this. Anybody who gets mad, I'm not one to get angry very easily. It takes a lot to get me angry, and if I can piss you off, dude, it lightens my day, and I'm awesome. This is great. Thank you.
That is evil.
I am evil when it comes to that, but it's so funny to me because of the reaction.
Nothing says funny like pissing you off.
Oh, yeah. Dude. I don't know.
Oh my God, there's a bumper sticker.
That's me.
T-shirt.
If I can piss you off, it's funny to me. Thank you.
Nothing says funny like pissing you off.
Yeah. That's a T-shirt.
Wilson's got one now.
Yes, I got one.
Wow. I don't know, like the sense of humor thing. I think it's certainly there's an intelligence factor there. Everybody has different sense of humor. Like some people are very dry, some people, whatever. It's totally different, but it is loosening up for sure. It is like being able to take the. I was listening to one of our previous, I think it was Positive Expectations, and you were telling the story about what happened with Maverick, and then we were talking about how we like being the rock for your wife and all that kind of stuff. And you're like, sometimes you just got to crack a joke, like a dumb dad joke or whatever. It's like, and it like part of it's just to kind of break the mood, but you do have to just go like, hey, a lot of the stuff we don't really have control of anyways. Yeah. So like, it's just checking your attitude, and like, how are we going to approach it? And it's like, do you want to worry and be miserable, or do you want to just try to loosen up and have some fun, and obviously it's appropriate and inappropriate, but, certainly, and we talked about this when we started this project, was we had to make sure that we don't just constantly talk about deep things, but there is some kind of comic relief, not for the purposes of entertainment, but just to be real people, like just have some fun. And we definitely do that.
Oh, we do a lot.
We've been laughing for about an hour, and we realized we were recording. We figured we better do something.
Might as well be productive.
I think it keeps you young. I think having a sense of humor to me is not taking like life seriously all the time. Like Cameron said, the things you can't control, it's easier to laugh those off than it is to sit there and like harbor on it. If that makes sense, if that's the right word. But I don't know, having a sense of humor. I have a dry sense of humor, so like The Office is pretty much my sense of humor.
Yeah, that's actually
that's probably a great sense. Like that would sum me up perfectly. But
which via text is even drier.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, that's my bad. I can't. I'm awful at texting. They're like, damn, why is Chris being such an asshole? I'm over here, LOL, laugh emojis. They're like, I'm so confused.
It's not funny.
Yeah, but the problem is you forget to put the LOL and the laugh emojis.
You're over here laughing, and then we're like, what the
he's
fuck?
Like, folded over belly laughing.
Yeah.
Like, is he mad?
My bad, dude. I don't know. I'm awful at texting.
So for those who are listening, if that is you, don't text without
use
the
the
LOL.
emojis.
Use the emojis.
Embrace the
embrace.
And definitely embrace the emojis. But it's laughing things off that you can't control. It's not taking life seriously. The people that have a ton of wrinkles on their face have been mad for a long time. And the people that live the longest learn how to laugh things off.
True.
Who said that? You look like you were pruned up by a pickle. Or
Weaned
something.
on a pickle.
Weaned on a pickle. Yeah.
Isn't that you, JP?
Yeah, well, that wasn't me. I took that from a very wise man.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and that was one of my things. I like to call people sour pusses.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to stuff like that, and they look like they're weaned on a pickle. Like that. What's the puppet? Walter.
Yes.
Like that kind of, those kind of people, like they just like
they look like they got a bulldog face.
It's like, dude, is life really that bad?
Yeah.
But to the whole, and we've talked about this repeatedly, but I think technology and social media nowadays, we are not mature enough to realize that you're comparing your mundane day-to-day schedule to somebody's highlight reel.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching something the other night, and there's these two women, and they're sitting at the playground, and they're like pushing their kids on the swing set, and one of them's crying, the other one shit his pants, something's going on, and they're looking at their phone, and like this girl on the phone, it like kind of, I guess, goes into real life, like where she's at and stuff, and she's like turning to the side and trying to get it. She's like, hold on, okay, try to get a side profile with the sunset in the background, and she like poses up and stuff, and then it cuts back and it shows these two women on like this dreary day looking at it going, gosh, how is she on a vacation again? And Captain Obvious is sitting over there next to him and stuff, and he said something about booking it or something like that, and she was like, yeah, but how does she do 2 vacations already this year and stuff? And he goes, condoms. I was like, oh. But it was funny, and it was a dry sense of humor, but it was funny. But I think we tend to compare stuff, and then it robs your happiness, because it's you can't. It's hard to clap for people because you're like, man, it's February and you've been on 2 vacations, and I've had the flu, and I'm taking care of like
which was a vacation.
2 sick. Yeah,
it was
a
not nearly
vacation.
as
It was
fun,
great, but I think I think you got to put things into perspective and stuff. But one of the things I want to ask you guys, and the reason that you guys are really good for asking this is because we're all pretty serious with the exception of Wilson. And
My tennis
and
balls.
our but as far as business goes, our careers, everything, we take things seriously. We take our personal growth seriously. We have that kind of killer instinct about us, about the way we attack things that we want. But at the same time, we have a pretty good balance of keeping things lighthearted. Not always, but how do you guys keep that lighthearted? Like, what advice would you guys give to a sourpuss that's like, on how to stay light? Wilson, maybe you're the best one to start this one out.
Change your perspective. Like what you were talking about. At least, like, O has said this multiple times, and other people, at least you didn't die. Like, if you're going through life, it sucks. If you keep staying in the suck, it's going to suck for the rest of your life. So might as well change your attitude, change your perspective, get out of it. For me, I was in that entitlement time. I was at a younger age, I was blessed to have a very wealthy grandfather, and he took care of everybody around him. And we did things that most people didn't get to do. I got to go to Vegas before I was 18 2 or 3 times, and then after Vegas probably 15, 20 times again. And most people would be looking at you going, "You're in Vegas again?" And it's all because he put out the work to get to what he wanted, and that's what he felt like doing, is taking care of his family. Anyway, we had yachts, we had all this other stuff. It was great. And I felt almost an entitlement coming on me, like the world owed me in a sense. And it wasn't until I went to a mission trip that I saw a third world country, real life shit that these kids had to deal with, living like they slept on dirt floors. They barely had a roof on their head. They may had a shirt on. If they were lucky, they had underwear. Around with a sugarcane village, and I'm like, that from that day when I was 15. Maybe 15, 16 years old, from that day on, it changed my entire life perspective-wise to where I go, at least I'm not there. So anything better, I'm already better. And the good thing is that perspective also, if it gets to the point to where it's like I'm comparing, which that's the worst thing to do, and I'm guilty of it. But comparing myself to somebody else, what gets me out of it is like, dude, I have to look around and say, what am I blessed for? I have health. I have lungs, air in my lungs. I'm alive. I slept good in a soft, comfortable bed with not worrying about firefighting all around me, or bombs dropping, or somebody coming into my house and stealing my wife and do whatever, you know what I mean? Because they can. Mm-hmm. So that perspective to me is everything. And if you have the right perspective in life, I think that you can be happy knowing what you do have and looking back on what you accomplished. And if you're not accomplishing, change that. Go accomplish. Go do something. Quit sitting around and just be like, "Ooh, poor for me." I mean, change your perspective.
I agree with the point of what you're saying, but it is the most dreary and focused. And, I mean, like,
it wasn't very lighthearted,
dude,
but
we're
that's
trying to have fun.
But that gives me the lightheartedness of going, I care about everything that I have. All of my experiences, I bring it in. I live life. These people were just floating through life. I've had people tell me that you're like a log through the water, you're just kind of floating wherever you want to go. And when we first met, and then I started getting serious, and dude, how much you can accomplish if you just focus. Yeah. And
focus and have fun.
And have fun. Now, okay, so
having fun.
But the fun part to me is my mom. My mom was the humor, the fun, the spontaneous person. She always had something fun to do for us as kids, and my childhood was amazing. I have no complaints. I've had bad days, and I've had, like everybody else, had issues with, my mom and my stepdad fighting and all this other stuff, but it was those times that were great. I held on to it. I don't hold on to the negative. I mean, what most people that are around there that I see, they just hold on to all the crap. You got to let go of all that, and then make new moments, make new memories, make new adventures. Go out and do something. Don't sit around the house and looking on your Facebook and Instagram and all these people. Go do it. What's stopping you? That's how you have fun. That's how you can be lighthearted. That's how you can actually enjoy your life.
I think the biggest thing is not comparing your game footage. We talked about this before. Not comparing your game footage to someone else's. Don't sit there and compare your feed to someone else's feed. And if you do find yourself, we're all prone to getting I don't know, jealous, I think, to a sense, like, damn, like, oh, she's taking 2 vacations already. And I think, we get those thoughts, and that negative seeps in, because it's easy to let that negative seep in. It's what you do with those thoughts, though. Instead of saying, man, she's on her second vacation, why don't you ask yourself, how can I be on my second vacation? What do I, and that's something I learned just from the gym, like, dude, that guy's freaking jacked. What do I need to do to get jacked? Right? And asking them, lowering your ego and asking them what they did. And the same thing, but man, how is old gal out on her second vacation? Man, what do you do?
But in that sense, I mean, you walk up to that guy in the gym and you go, look, man, I know this is hard to believe, but I don't have a whole lot of experience in the gym.
I'm a stick figure, so what's that?
Right.
And that's where the sense of humor kind of comes in with.
It's relatability and opens doors. It removes barriers and walls. It allows for people to just relax and chill out a little bit when you can not take things so serious.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I'm probably on the other side of it where, and y'all, this may surprise, I don't know. I only see myself as myself, but like I can get very serious. I can get very focused. And when I'm in that mindset,
Really?
Yeah, I know.
This
right?
is my happy face.
This is my I am fucking happy. So, but I also kid around a lot, like, and it just kind of comes in and goes whatever. But I remember like I first said this, I think, in like high school, but I just kind of like had this mindset of like, if it's there, let it come out, and it didn't always work out great,
Right.
But my thing from early on was, I'd get in trouble for something I said because I'd prop a joke or crack a joke or whatever. And I was kind of a class clown in a sense, but I was also, very studious in a sense. It was kind of weird. But I told a teacher one time, and then I'd used it for the rest of my life. I was like, hey, listen, I hear it the same time you do. Like if I could control it, I would. But we're literally hearing it at the same time. So when you're cringing, I'm cringing. Right? But, to a certain degree, like, you got to be willing to, and I think there's a maturity level that's important here, but you got to be willing to just be yourself and let stuff come out. Like, don't filter yourself so much that you don't have a sense of humor. Don't filter yourself so much that you feel like, and there are times when you need to. There are times when you need to rein it in a little bit and consciously think about that, or, what's appropriate for this particular environment. But in a lot of cases, man, just let it rip and have a good time. Some people are going to get butthurt about it, but most people are going to go, man, that's refreshing.
Yep.
It's so refreshing to just have somebody, like, I'll tell you this, my wife, she gets the most compliments about how just real she is.
Yes.
And she really does. And the reason she's raw. Like, my wife is raw. And people tell me, I had somebody tell me today, they were just like, it was another guy that I grabbed some food with today, and his wife mentioned something that my wife posted, and it was just funny. And she's like, this just makes me love her more, because she really is just no filter, doesn't even think about whatever. And I think that's not common. Like what you talked about, JP, it's just not common. Everybody's so feel like they have to put on some kind of facade. Yep. What's the appropriate, I'm overthinking everything I'm doing, and then I stress myself out or whatever. Like, just chill the hell out, man.
Everybody cares too much about what everybody else thinks.
Yes.
That's a great point. And some of the most real people are the ones that you see laughing. And because you have a sense of humor doesn't mean you're a damn comedian. There's some people out there who don't need to be telling jokes. But they are able to laugh at things, including themselves.
Yep.
And that is a huge relief, But I think that, I'm reading a book right now that I don't necessarily agree with everything in the book, but the shopping cart method, there are some things that are very pertinent to kind of today's society and stuff like that. But you have a certain amount of fucks that you can give. And the problem is we give a fuck about everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem.
Yep.
We care so much about everything that's going on that we can't be happy because we're so consumed with everything that's going on around us. And then to compound that, we are so scared to death of conflict that we can't say, kind of like we were talking about, we can't say what we're feeling, And I'm not saying go around bust everybody's chops and be a dick to everybody that's out there. You don't have to be a dick. But if it's something funny or it's something that, kind of is whatever, about hurting somebody's feelings, get over it. And if you're one of the people that gets your feelings hurt, that's, whatever. Like, dude, buck the fuck up, man. Like, stop being such a bitch. Like, I can't.
Exactly right.
I'm telling you, dude. I can't stand it. Like, I'll make a comment to somebody, and you can see them sour up. Like, I'm talking about being a sourpuss and stuff, and I just kind of look at them and go, dude, you are such a waste of oxygen. Like, and, you know, I mean that in the most loving way possible. But that's one thing that's always drove me nuts and I was very similar to you. My teachers loved to hate me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they really did. I was a good kid, made good grades, but I had that sense of humor and somewhat of a sick sense of humor.
It's almost like a like I can't be controlled kind of thing.
Right.
Like,
and they knew it, and a lot of times it comes through as intellect. Like, you can tell people that are sharp, that are you know, on their game and stuff like that, tend to be sarcastic or that dry sense of humor. The guy that you walk out of the room and you go, "It's a really cool guy." Wait a minute, what the fuck? What did he say?
Yeah.
What did he say? You know, so you know, that was a big thing, and I'm glad you kind of hit on that. I know you had something to say, Wilson, but I think that's big. I think people care too much about shit they shouldn't care about.
Yes.
Like, dude, just stop. Like, it's okay to screw up.
Yep.
And until you can start laughing at yourself because you do screw up on some stuff, which is something I really envy about you, Wilson.
Yep.
Like, you would stand up in front of 6,000 people and say something wrong and piss your pants and then laugh it off, you know, and it's great.
I have exactly that. It's so weird. You
I
brought
didn't
that
piss
up.
my pants, but I have said some stupid stuff in front of 6,000 people. Yes. I remember being in front of 6,000 people. I couldn't remember my own fucking name. So I was like, yeah, whatever, you know.
So great.
But anyway. Yeah.
And you're still alive. It's amazing.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't die. I mean, come on. What's the worst can happen? I mean, give it a shot. Have fun.
I will say this, though. Like, there is a difference between having a sense of humor, meaning that maybe you are clever and you're witty and you know, have that's a trait that you carry well. And then some people just don't, and it's fine. It's not, you're not bad, but if you're not funny, then please don't try to be.
Oh, don't
like,
force it.
still loosen up, still like relax.
It's
and
okay to laugh.
And,
You don't have to be funny to laugh.
Enjoy life, but you don't necessarily have to be the one initiating the laugh.
Right.
Sometimes that's funny though.
Yeah.
Like when someone who's
That's
not
true.
funny tries to be funny, you're like, oh god.
Wow, it's so
I'm
bad.
so
It's
sorry.
like a train wreck.
And to Cameron's point, that sometimes when you're not funny, you need to understand that you are not funny and you come across as a dick.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, not funny.
And you need to have a friend that's close enough to you that can tell you
So
you're
you-
not funny.
So your best bet is to laugh when other people are funny.
and to that note, make sure you laugh with them, not after they stop laughing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, sometimes that takes me a minute. I'm like, oh, hi, yeah. You know,
I gotta.
there's
Oh
stuff
my
like that.
god! So my wife probably kill me for telling this, but we're sitting at a business meeting. One of the guys that was doing a presentation, my wife was there. One of the guys that's doing a presentation is generally pretty funny. Whenever he's talking about, you know, stuff, and he's got, you know, he's pretty quick witted and stuff like that. And, you know, we just, you know, the general business meeting kind of thing to kind of loosen things up. You know, that's sense of humor, you know, and everybody kind of laughs and stuff, and then all of a sudden Dina kind of chuckles a little bit afterwards, and then something else happens, and you know, Dina kind of chuckles and stuff. And I'm sitting there, and like, I'm done laughing. She chuckles again and stuff. And she's like, "Damn." Like, what? She said, "I just wish I could laugh when everybody else does."
Yes. I feel you, Dina. I feel you.
Or like my wife, she goes, "Wait, what happened?"
Yeah.
And it's not because she didn't get the joke; it's because she wasn't listening.
Yeah.
She wasn't paying attention.
That's me too. I get that too, Tanya. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Just, you have any idea, like, I mean, just how freeing it is to not take everything so seriously, because you can be serious and still have a great sense of humor at the same time. Like, you can be serious about getting your tasks done and stuff like that, but it doesn't mean that you have to be a robot. Like, I'm a big proponent of this at work, and I believe leaders that have a sense of humor, you don't necessarily have to be funny, but you have a good sense of humor. People tend to gravitate towards people like that. They just feel more comfortable, kind of like Cameron was saying. They seem genuine and stuff like that. But like when I'm working, man, I don't take things too seriously. Like, we're not doing heart surgery. Now, don't get me wrong. It's important that you know, I get the tasks done that need to get done, but that doesn't mean that you can't crack jokes and laugh and stuff while you're doing it. I feel like people are more productive, you know, when you do stuff like that. But like nowadays, man, I feel like the people are dwindling that have the ability to laugh everybody's so damn offended by everything that's going
Yeah,
on
that's
and stuff, and nobody can laugh anymore. Like even comedians, like Seinfeld has come out and said something about that. Like, dude, I don't even want to be a comedian anymore. Everybody's so damn offended by everything that's said that it's not even fun to be a comedian anymore because nobody has a sense of humor. Everybody's like, oh my God, I can't believe you said that. What are you talking about? Like he's standing on stage. It's his job.
You're right.
You actually
make
bought
you
a
laugh.
ticket to watch me say it.
Yeah,
Like-
I know. And you're going to come in here and get offended?
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell?
I'm offended that you're so stupid that you paid to be offended.
Right.
What was the guy that was talking about that? About he's like, it's okay to get offended. Nothing happens. Nothing happens.
Exactly
It's okay.
right.
You can get
Yeah,
offended.
you're allowed to.
Nothing happens.
You're allowed to be offended. It's a free country.
That's true. And I think that's what the main case is that people are just easily offended and they're thin-skinned. They need to get thicker skin. They need to be able to talk about stuff that matters and not get so butthurt about it because someone else has a different opinion than you. And if they have a different opinion, great, cool, awesome. Respect their opinion, but then give them yours. And if they're not willing to respect that, then walk away. That's it. That's how mature adults are supposed to operate. Is that you have your opinion, you share it with me, I share you mine, and then if we can come together, great, awesome. If not, then walk away and then let it be.
Or I'm gonna crack on your opinion.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't have to beat you up and be mean to you about it and stuff like that, but I might make a joke about it.
Exactly.
You know,
It's okay.
like if you support individuals that think we should pay over half your paycheck out, you know, for taxes and stuff like that, then
Go for it.
I'm probably gonna make some jokes on you and have a
Exactly.
sense of
Well,
humor.
and that's another great point. Is like have some fun with some of that stuff. Like some of these things that everybody gets so up in arms about,
Oh my gosh.
like politics and religion and all these
Oh, yeah.
things. Like I like to just like poke at it a little bit, you know, and just just see like the responses, and then you were talking about it's funny when somebody tries to be funny and it's not actually funny.
Yeah.
To me, it's funny to watch somebody just get so pissed.
Oh, yeah.
Like it is hilarious to me to just like keep poking. Did you say that, Amanda?
Yes.
It's
No,
the
I was
bumper
saying
sticker.
that's what I was talking about. I love watching people get pissed.
Yeah, but
Because
okay.
they're mature, their maturity and their capacity is like
Okay,
nothing.
okay,
And
I
it's
get
like,
what you're saying.
I
now.
love
I
watching
was hearing
you.
it differently when you said that.
Yeah.
But if somebody's already a little fired up and you realize, oh, this is a firecracker here, like, and then just poke it a little bit.
Love it.
It's so much fun. Like, it's I think about you mentioned Seinfeld earlier. I think about the old Seinfeld episode where the telemarketer calls his house. And this is back when like people had phones in their house and stuff.
Right.
And he answers and he's like, "Yeah, I'm actually in the middle of something. I tell you what, give me your number. I'll give you a call whenever I'm freed up." And he's like, "Oh, you don't like when people call you at home? Okay, yeah, but like just have fun with that kind of stuff,
Exactly.
like
Yes.
that kind of stuff."
I posted something or I shared something the other day, and it was a comedian that was talking about his. He got a random call from like someone from a company, like holy. And this lady was like, "Yo, have you heard from Joe out of finance?" He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna have fun with this."
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, what's going on with Joe?" And it just goes in this whole spiel. I'm gonna share it back to you guys, man. He goes into this
So
long
great. Yeah.
thing, dude, and takes this bit like this whole spiral thing, and then someone goes, "I don't think this man he's like let me conference you in," and he gets conferenced in. He's like, "Yeah, what the hell's going on with Joe out of finance?" And it's this whole thing, bro. And these people they finally caught him. Like he's like 2 weeks down the line, I get another call, and they're like, hello. He's like, "Hey, what's going on?" He's like, they're like, "Who is this?" And they call him out. She's like, "Hold on one second." They conference him in. Like, "He doesn't even work here." He's like, "What do you mean I don't work here? I've been invested in this company for 2 weeks now. You called me." Bro, it was good, dude.
Yeah.
It was good.
But the alternative is you get mad because somebody called you.
Yeah.
On a,
Yeah,
like,
right,
it's like you're all pissed. I can't believe they called me.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
listen, I'm
Wrong
not gonna lie.
number.
We've all been annoyed when we get
Oh,
15
yeah.
telemarketing calls in a
yeah.
row. Surely it's like if you're busy or whatever,
Yeah.
it's easy to go, "Oh, stop calling," But it's also easy to just go, "Hey, Brenda, how are you?
Yeah.
It's good to hear from you again."
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Dude, I sat on the phone with a guy because I get, with me traveling and stuff, I get these hotel calls all the time. Like, "We got a perfect deal for you. Just a low down payment of $99. We're going to give you 3 days in the Bahamas, blah, blah, blah." So I was sitting there working on a spreadsheet, which I can do in my sleep. And I'm sitting there messing with it and stuff. And I was like, you know what? Let's game on. So I'm not kidding. And Dina hates when I do this. She hates it. So for 25 minutes,
Oh, wow.
I sit on the phone with this guy that's trying to sell this package. I'm sure he's gauged by what he's selling and stuff like that. And I have him explain to me every detail that you could possibly imagine about these resorts, where they're at, what the atmosphere is like, having kids there.
What's
blah,
the
blah,
thread
blah.
count in the sheet?
All this, what kind of sheets do they use? Like, I'm really, perplexed here. Like, you're really kind of getting me, excited about all this, and like, this is crazy, And I was asking him all these questions. About the 20-minute mark, you could tell he was starting to get like, okay,
This guy's
wait a
fucking
minute.
with me.
Right around 25 minutes, he said, "You're not buying, are you?" I said, "No, but I had some time. I figured I'd talk to you and stuff." He hung up on me. Like that dude hung, no buy, no, is there something I could talk you into doing? I mean, like literally hung up on me. And so, but it was fun. And for the next, for the next couple hours, I got a couple more good chuckles by myself. I was sitting there.
He's gonna hear this in a week or two, and he's gonna be like, "You son of a bitch!"
Oh, you're the guy. Yeah, but I'd sit there an hour later, and I was doing, some work and stuff, and I just. I go back
and
to
it's
work.
still funny. We're laughing about it right now.
Still funny. But that's what I mean.
That's
like,
awesome.
have some fun. Like, have some fun with life. Stop worrying about hurting people's feelings. Now, that doesn't give you an excuse to go be a dick.
Right.
But I think people are afraid of, for one, human contact. But for two, they're worried about offending people or conflict. I think that's one of the reasons that comedians are so freaking funny, is because they don't care about conflict.
Right.
It doesn't bother them one bit.
Thrive on it.
Right. And I don't mean you have to go make fun of people. So don't misunderstand sense of humor. And you can be funny, or when other people are for things, or you can be lighthearted about life. People tend to gravitate towards you and stuff. And when you live a life of principles and you are a productive citizen, but you still can have a sense of humor, that's when you really start to put the package together. Because nobody wants to hang out with a robot all the time, but nobody wants to hang out with somebody who's a free spirit, carefree, and doesn't do shit with their life either. So, you got to have a good balance there. But I just think that, I don't know, man, something for me, I wanted to talk about sense of humor. So as far as developing a sense of humor, let's say that we're a dud ball, or we're a sourpuss, for a lack of better words and stuff. What's some advice that you guys would give to some people about how to develop a sense of humor and maybe become more interesting as a man?
I think it's the same as what it is for a lot of things. Hang out with people that have one. Hang out with people that have a sense of humor, and like observe and watch and just associate, and you'll figure it out. If you want to be successful, hang out with people that are successful. If you want to have a great marriage, hang out with people that have great marriages. It's no different. Now your personality traits may be different, but you can still become consciously aware of what it's like to have a sense of humor. And it'll rub off.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think it's just surrounding yourself with people that have a sense of humor. It's what we talk about all the time. Books you read and people you hang out with are going to be where you are. So if you want to develop a sense of humor, you don't have one, hang out with somebody that does. I think that's really is the best way. It's that
or
easy.
hang out with somebody.
Yeah,
seriously.
maybe another
Don't-
human.
Yeah, I mean,
you're
you
gonna
might
get some
just it
laughs.
might be a little more joyful if you just talk to other humans.
Yeah, if you're sitting at home with your cat, you're probably not going to have a really good.
You know why? Because they're
Always
evil.
a cat.
Yeah, oh, dude, they are evil.
They are evil.
Awful creatures.
Gosh. Chris, you got two of them.
No, I have three actually,
Explains a
and
lot.
yeah, it wasn't my choice, but
It's for the.
yeah, I mean, kind of is. I do run my house, but at the same time,
Wow, there we go.
I allowed it
There's that sense of humor.
because
There it is.
because my son and my wife wanted one, and it was supposed to kill mice, and they actually do. So, who knew?
So you got some predators.
Yeah,
Call
I
them
got-
predators.
oh,
they're not cats. They're predators.
they're predators.
They're more like
Yeah, there you
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, they
Yeah, it's way
they
better.
tear up some mice,
big
man.
game
go.
cats.
Seriously, like the orange one, man, he earns his keep every night. So
My
that's
son and
pretty
daughter
good.
want a cat too. You know what I said? No.
And there's that dry humor. we were talking about.
Yeah, right.
Ding, ding, ding.
No. Well, there was either that
I
or
got
a
him a
dog
mouse.
in the inside, and no.
Yeah, but you know what? We do have a mouse.
You could get a gerbil.
Yeah.
No, we live around a huge field, and
Yeah.
we had mice issues. So
Oh,
I was like, yeah, it's an added benefit, and then yeah, whatever.
Dude, mouse and cats but I don't like mousers are different than house cats though.
Right.
They're like it's like almost a whole. It's a sub-breed.
Dude, they suckers torture them. Like,
Yeah.
they're playing with it, and then they'll let it go, and then they'll come get it again, and I mean, they're I
You're
mean,
free.
it's-
No, you're not.
Yeah, no, they think they are, but they're not. Only one thing has ever gotten away from them. It was a mole. They just happened to just jump back in the hole real quick.
That's a sick sense of humor.
So,
isn't
but
it?
anyway, yeah.
There you go.
Oh, we
See, even
laugh
cats
about it
have
all the
sense of
time,
humor.
but anyway,
They're
yeah.
still evil.
I would say, for me to develop my mine was watching funny stuff. Find some things that are pretty funny, and you'll see stuff and look for it.
Key and Peele for me.
Hmm?
Oh God,
What was it?
God. Key and Peele.
Aaron.
Oh,
Aaron.
You talking about Aaron?
Aaron. What's
my
the?
God.
It's a newer one. That's pretty good too. But I can't remember the guy's name. He's like a skateboarder guy.
Ridiculousness.
Yeah, ridiculousness.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
hilarious.
My wife turned me
Laugh
on to
at
that
my
show,
pain.
and
Yes.
at first I was like, "This is so stupid."
Yeah.
But then I stopped watching the videos and started listening to the commentary of the videos. I was like, "This show is
That's
awesome."
Yeah.
So you get witty. That's me. I'm not like I have a thought, but it's usually after I leave and I go, "Oh crap, I could have said
Rob,
that.
and
That'd have been funny."
Believe it or not, Rob's actually a really successful
Oh, yeah.
entrepreneur too.
Yeah,
Rob
he is.
Diedrich, the
Yeah.
guy that runs that show,
He's a clever dude.
He's very clever, and he's successful. Go figure.
Well, the biggest thing is do you. Don't try to be something like y'all were talking about. Don't
Right.
try to be this other person that you're not. I mean, if you're not naturally funny, don't try to be natural. You're not.
If you're dry, be dry, dude.
Just be dry.
Yeah.
Just be you, but be good at you, and then learn to laugh and smile. I'd say just smiling would help the world if everybody would just smile instead of just be miserable.
Or use smiley emojis every now and then.
I think my dry humor with a smile on it, at least
It's creepy. Yeah.
it wouldn't
It's
work.
Is
the
that what you're
ending
going with,
smile.
creepy?
No, it's not the smile during the
Right.
dry humor.
It's
It's
after.
at the end, and there's a pause.
Yeah.
And then
it smiles.
And then a slow
Yes.
curl.
Yes, yes. You need the
that's
one that
just a
moves.
reminder, because
Yeah.
even though we know,
It's the wink
sometimes we
emoji.
still wonder.
You need like two
the
or three
kiss face
emojis
emoji.
in one. It kind of just transends into the smile. Like
And with all that being said, please make sure your smile is natural.
Yeah.
'Cause if
Yeah.
you gotta
Oh,
like
yeah.
curl it to the side and you look like you're about to have a stroke or something like that, like it's not funny.
You just lose feeling in the side of your
Right.
face.
Did you have
Are
a
you
stroke?
okay?
What happened to you?
That was a great joke, but are you okay? Right
Yeah.
now? Are you good? Do you feel well?
You
Just
should be
practice.
laughing differently.
If you do have a hard time smiling, practice in the mirror. Make sure you're not looking creepy, and be good with it. I mean, if that's truly what you are. Now, if it doesn't come natural, and you're not like maybe you had a rough life starting up, and you just didn't, or you did have a rough life, and you turned the roughness into funny, and just made it your weapon. I guess I don't know. It just depends on your background. We can't talk to everybody's background, but I would imagine that you just got to think about it.
Yeah, we're not talking like Joker, haha, funny. That's psychotic.
Yeah.
Like and hopefully people understand what a sense of humor is. But if you're single, a sense of humor is huge with women. I'm just telling you. I mean, it just from a dating perspective, if you are witty, and you have a good sense of humor and you can laugh at yourself, it shows confidence. And women, I mean, it's really the whole bowl of wax for a woman. It tends to be like one of those things like, okay, so he can laugh at himself. He's a confident guy. He's witty, so I know he's got to be somewhat sharp because he's able to come up with this stuff. And I genuinely like being around him because he makes me laugh. Or he can laugh at my jokes, and he has a sense of humor. He's kind of lighthearted. Everything about him isn't serious all the time. So, I mean, the benefits are kind of, I mean, you could go on forever about the benefits, stress reducer, health, better leadership, better relationships, stronger relationships, more genuine, like we talked about, more appealing to the opposite sex, and people just genuinely want to be around you.
If you can make people smile and you can make people laugh, make them feel good, they're attracted to you.
Right.
Whether it be a girl that you want to date or just, business partners or whatever,
Yeah.
You're just an attractive personality and people enjoy being around you.
Yeah.
People always remember how you made them feel
Yeah.
more so than what
That's
you
where
said.
I was going.
Exactly right.
Ah, sorry, Will.
I had my hand up.
That was outstanding. That was
Hey,
outstanding.
you in the back with the French braids.
Yeah.
Good. We're all on the same page with that one.
Yeah. Who said that? Pablo Escobar?
Okay.
Oh, my.
You're asking me that?
Oh, it wasn't that guy. People will always remember how you make him feel.
Yeah, right. He was
Oh, yeah.
Manson.
I think he was that. That was
Manson?
a huge humanitarian,
Wow,
right?
jeez.
Isn't that what he was?
Humanitarian.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm not talking about diets here, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so I wanted this one to be a little bit more short and to the point. I mean, there's really there's not a ton of secrets to it, man. Just having a sense of humor is important. Stop taking everything so damn seriously. And you guys got anything else you guys want to throw in there before we wrap her up,
man.
put
It's
a
like
bow on it.
And like we started, man, just loosen up.
Yeah,
seriously,
dude.
like be you, loosen up, and know that it's okay.
Yeah.
Like especially if you work in a stuffy environment or live in a stuffy environment or whatever, man, just be the light in there.
Yeah.
Like and allow yourself to like just say, man, fuck this. I'm gonna have a good
You
time.
can change the environment.
Yeah.
Just by changing your attitude.
Dude,
Just-
laugh it off. You know,
yeah.
they always talk about dusting yourself off when you pick yourself up. Like, dude, if you're gonna fail, but learn from it and laugh it off. Like,
Yeah.
you're good.
Yeah, go face first. Man.
Yeah, exactly right. Scorpion.
There's Scorpion there.
Yeah.
Joker.
Count, make it
Yeah.
count.
If you're gonna
dude.
go all in, man.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Just imagine somebody is recording and make it count.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
There you
All
go.
in.
That's
All
great.
in, yeah.
It's all
Chances are they are.
like he's just talking about. Just it's perspective, man. Just change your perspective. Enjoy yourself. Love others, and have fun.
Yep. Yeah, make laughing a priority, man. So in closing, don't be a sourpuss, but don't be a dick either. You know, like if you're not funny, don't try to be funny. But it's okay to laugh at other people's jokes. It's okay to clap for other people. I mean, I think if you're genuinely happy, you have a sense of humor, you tend to clap for other people as well. The ones that are generally sour, the ones that don't want to clap for anybody else or don't want to laugh, things of that nature. So lighten up a little bit. Learn to laugh and stop getting offended with everything that's said. You'll thank me later. So you guys have been listening to The Movement. We really appreciate your continued support. So if you guys have any questions or suggestions on future episodes, hit us up on any of our social media platforms. And if you're not a sourpuss or a dick, go check out our swag. If you are a sourpuss or a dick, don't wear our shit. But we do love you guys. We really do. Seriously, laugh a little bit extra this week. You'll appreciate it.